So guys, I hope you enjoyed our last episode. This episode is all about riding the wave, gentrification. It's such a very tricky topic, and throughout the country, gentrification is happening everywhere, and so many people are mixed, you know. There's a thought that gentrification causes people who've been there for a while to be pushed out of their communities. There's another thought that gentrification ushers in new businesses and new energy into what would have not been a thriving community. But we want to just kind of give you some insight of what gentrification looks like in Washington, D.C. This is Potomac Yard. So everyone wants to know where my development experience began. It actually began here. This is a project that I spent 3 years on bringing it out of the ground. This entire master development is called Potomac Yard. We were able to see this raw land turned into a residential and commercial oasis. EPA moved down there, and then we had this rental building done by Camden that was built on the line, on the area. We worked with the city of Arlington to get a bus stop right here because we had so many residents. And the building that I was responsible for overseeing the construction and also bringing all of the parties, commercial and the residential residents together, is the Eclipse. 465 condos, and then we have about 11 to 12 commercial retail spaces that also included, when I was here, a Bank of America and a Harris Teeter. I see that the Harris Teeter is still here. The Bank of America may not have seen the success that they wanted in terms of foot traffic, but this is a gigantic project that took such a long time. There was a lot of craziness that went on, but we are very proud of it. But it created a community. So I've been into creating communities for a very long time because I've been able to experience firsthand what taking raw land and building can do to just an environment. So this project was actually quite intimidating. I was 23 when I did this. 23-year-olds overseeing 50, 60-year-old engineers, construction guys, and developers going at war. I mean, it was absolutely crazy. But it was one of my favorite projects because it stretched me so much. I was able to understand commercial mechanical systems, installations. I was able to understand preventing developer warranty, structural warranty issues, and just really give the community the best opportunity they can have. So it was like not only overwhelming, it was actually quite intimidating. The residents were really cool. We had some challenges with them as well. I mean, you know, and for me to be a young woman and to be doing a project like this, it was crazy because a lot of people would say, like, is she qualified to do it? How do I know that she's gonna do a great job? But not only did they keep me here, but I was able to successfully see this project to completion. We were able to get our occupancy permits. We were able to influence the design in the common area spaces, and just really also influence some of the businesses that join this community. So we're now standing on Arlington, Virginia soil, but one of the master developments included adding a street that took us directly to Alexandria, Virginia. That street wasn't there. So the city of Arlington and the city of Alexandria created a street so that you can go literally right to Alexandria from Arlington. And that's the beautiful thing about the real estate development. It's a master plan. You know, it's not just about the property, it's not about more homes, but it's about more access, it's about more public transportation opportunities, it's about more businesses. It's a collective effort to improve the economy of a local community. So the Eclipse did that. And then, I almost fell, we also did like nice recreational area for the kids. We have a dog park in the middle that was really fun because we wanted to make sure that not only did the community enjoy living here, but that everyone could grow a family in this type of environment. They say condos aren't great places to raise a family, but we beg to differ when you're able to develop it with such design details.
So gentrification, I don't know, it happened in the neighborhood where we lived because we were roommates in a place that was gentrifying, and basically your rent doubles and triples for next to no reason.
Yeah, we had a pizza shop open up, and my $600 a month for a house I think became $1,700 for a little 2-bedroom apartment.
So gentrification, I have completely mixed feelings about it. It does bring awesome venues and clean spaces, which is great, but damn, like, why can't we have that as a black community? I don't understand, like, we like clean spaces, we like nice bars, we like expensive stuff, we have money. So that's my only thing with gentrification. It brings good stuff, but it pushes the people out who truly deserve it, the people who are from this neighborhood.
I just moved here from Indiana. I love DC. I am concerned about the diversity in the area. I came to school here 25 years ago, and the area seems a little bit different. I'm concerned that the housing prices don't allow the former residents to stay here anymore.
I'm neither positive or negative, but there are communities that people are very unhappy about it because what's happening is
it raises tax values. So properties that have been owned by the elderly for a very long time, let's just say the elderly, they're not able to work anymore, so they're on like a very small income. But then you have these big skyscrapers that come and it raises their taxes every year, and sometimes they can't afford it. Hi Pharaoh, is he always gonna be that small? Is he says a baby snake? You like snakes? That's kind of dope.
They just gentle. I mean, the boas and the ball pythons are gentle.
What kind is that?
A ball python.
Ball python.
They're nice.
Very nice. How do you feel about gentrification?
What's the specific question?
Okay, so gentrification, are you from this area?
Yes, ma'am.
You from DC?
Yes.
All right, cool. So you know DC back in the late 90s. You know it didn't look like this.
Exactly.
So gentrification is basically the making of DC looking like this, where you have a lot of businesses and high-end retail and residential stuff. So how do you feel about the transition or the change that's been made in certain areas of the city from being like mostly normal and residential to what it is right now, like this area in particular?
This area in particular? I mean, I kind of like, I feel like it's a win-lose situation. It's a win for the ones who can afford it, and for the ones who's unfortunate and can't afford it, it's a loss for them. So I mean, it's like to each his own. Of course, you could look at me and tell what side I stand on, but it's just like, I mean, I can't really
tell what side you say. You have your own snake.
I can't.
That kind of puts you on both sides.
I can't really
You can't really give an opinion.
Yeah, not
how
really.
How do you feel on behalf of those who may feel like they're pushed out?
You
feel bad for
I would
them?
definitely be the
Feel like
voice for them because
losing their home?
exactly. Yeah, it's very unfortunate.
So gentrification has dominated in New York City. It's been prominent there, but DC is the chocolate city, and so when I came here 2 years ago, I was surprised to see how much the city has changed since the last time I was here. You know, there's a lot of buildings that are coming up. I don't know where all these people are moving from to be moving in these housing developments that they're building, but the city has been affected. In some ways it's been good, it's bringing business into town, but it's running out the native Washingtonians that are from here. So, you know, because it raises up the rents. So, you know, it has its good and it has its bad side.
All right, guys, so today we are actually in my old stomping ground. So when I first was introduced to real estate development, I had the task at the early age of, I think 22, 23, to convert two very significant buildings to this gentrified area, which is now, you know, one of the more bustling areas in the city called Penn Quarter. But before it was Penn Quarter, it was actually just Massachusetts Avenue. And so this property right behind me is 555 Mass. When I started working on the project, it was an apartment rental. We converted it into condominiums. There's a hotel that's just adjacent to it. So again, I told you guys yesterday, I learned a lot about commercial development, systems management, etc. Just kind of understanding how to bring together the dynamics of the community from these types of events. And what I love about, you know, turning over community, so to speak, is that although gentrification definitely has some negative connotations, I'm not erasing that at all. I'm pretty sure you've seen the mixed reviews from the viewers, from the people that we've interviewed. There's also some positive. This area in particular used to be really known for like crystal meth distribution, prostitution, etc. But as you can see now, it's bustling with businesses, vibrant with professionals. Residents of these areas are, you know, bringing positive things to the community, and so overall it's upgrading the quality of the community as a result of the influx of construction and new builds. So 555 Mass, right over there. So this is like a very special place to me. This is my first commercial project that I was responsible for overseeing the development and transitioning it from a developer community into an owner-occupied community. None of this was here in 2006, none of this. So I'm gonna walk you to the project called 400 Mass. That was like my first baby. And this developer, this orange building on the right is 400 Mass. The developer actually also built this building on the left shortly after finishing this one. But just take a look at the affordable housing right behind it. So that's gentrification. You have condos that started at 600,000, and then right behind it you have low-income or affordable housing. So what made this project so special is the developer was quite limited in how they could use the space. Initially, they thought that they could convert this entire building into condos, but there was such an uproar from the community regarding two specific items that we're going to talk about. One is this firehouse right here. This firehouse has been here for so many years, and so the community fought to make sure that it was historically preserved and the structure wasn't changed, or the face of the structure wasn't changed, and so they required that it stay there and not be turned into this orange brick aesthetic structure that you see for the remainder of the building. So check out the firehouse that's now been turned into a restaurant, so that's pretty cool. The other piece that was a really big deal was also the CVS, the arrival of the CVS. When we built this building, the CVS was the first in this community, and so what they didn't want was this really bright, you know, super obvious CVS that was open 24 hours, because they didn't want to take away the residential element of the community. And so what we did was we made sure by working closely with CVS that they would keep the outfit of their marketing, their branding, their signage to blend in with the building so it's inconspicuous. So take a look. You can't even really tell that there's a CVS, but let's walk over real quick. This project, my office was right there. This project I'm most excited about because I learned so much about development trends and really how to beat the market. We were here in 2004, so 14 years ago. This is a 14-year-old project, and I'm most proud of this CVS development because we had such an intricate place or part of making sure that it really did justice to the building and the larger community that will be serving it. So take a look, 400 Mass condos, rooftop pool, nice common area, beautiful property, beautiful building developed by a North Carolina developer. And it was one of the forerunners in terms of the transition in this community. So this was definitely a very touchy episode because there's so many opinions about gentrification. Comment below and let us know, what is your opinion about gentrification? And if you don't live in the DC area and you happen to be from another area in the country, let us know how gentrification is impacting your community. We want you to like, comment, and share this video because there's so much important information to consider as a real estate investor when you factor in gentrification. And while you're commenting, I hope you enjoy all of these beautiful images of old DC. It just goes to show how real estate is always pushing the envelope forward and how we're benefiting from smarter communities through planned development.